The museum heist was flawless. The priceless diamond necklace vanished from its display case without a single alarm triggered. Security footage showed nothing, the vault was untouched, and the only trace left behind was a single, crimson rose on the empty pedestal. Detective Miller, known for his unorthodox methods, arrived at the scene. He didn't just analyze the physical evidence, he studied the psychology of the crime. He envisioned the meticulous planning, the thrill of the challenge, the audacity of leaving a calling card. He began thinking like the criminal, anticipating their next move. Think like a criminal, act like a detective takes you on a similar journey. Within these pages, you'll delve into the fascinating world of criminal minds, learning to decipher the hidden clues they leave behind. You'll hone your observation skills, master the art of questioning, and discover how detectives untangle the intricate webs of deception criminals weave. Whether you're a true crime enthusiast or simply curious about the human psyche, this audiobook will equip you with the tools to see the world through a different lens, one where every detail holds a hidden meaning and every crime tells a story waiting to be unraveled. Think like a criminal, act like a detective. Written and published by the Zillion Pro. Chapter 1, The Criminal Mind, Unveiling the Why Behind the Crime. Have you ever wondered what compels someone to break the law? What drives them to steal, vandalize, or even inflict harm on others? Stepping into the mind of a criminal is not about condoning their actions, but rather understanding the complex tapestry of motivations, desires, and decision-making processes that often lead them down a path of transgression. Criminal psychology delves into the fascinating realm of human behavior, seeking to illuminate the why behind criminal acts. It's not a singular, monolithic explanation, but rather a spectrum of factors that influence an individual's choices. Let's explore some of the key elements that shape the criminal mind. 1. The desire for gain. This is perhaps the most common motivator, encompassing a wide range of desires, from the pursuit of financial wealth through theft or fraud to the thrill of acquiring power or status through illegal means. Greed, avarice, and the need to fulfill a perceived lack can all fuel criminal behavior too. Anger and revenge. When fueled by intense emotions like rage or resentment, individuals may lash out in destructive ways. Crimes driven by revenge are often impulsive and fueled by a desire to inflict harm or achieve a perceived sense of justice. 3. Addiction and compulsion. Substance abuse and other addictive behaviors can significantly impair judgment and lead to criminal activity. The need to acquire drugs or fulfill other compulsive urges can drive individuals to steal, commit fraud, or engage in other illegal activities. 4. Mental illness and psychological disorders. While not every criminal suffers from a diagnosable mental illness, certain psychological conditions can significantly impact an individual's decision-making and behavior. Conditions like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or personality disorders can contribute to criminal acts in unpredictable ways. 5. Social and environmental factors. The environment we are raised in plays a crucial role in shaping our values and behaviors. Poverty, lack of opportunity, exposure to violence, and gang affiliation can all increase the likelihood of criminal involvement. Profiling the criminal mind. It's important to recognize that there is no single criminal profile. Criminals come from all walks of life, with diverse backgrounds and motivations. However, certain broad categories can be helpful in understanding their thought processes. The opportunist. These individuals take advantage of situations that present themselves, often without significant premeditation. They may steal an unattended purse or vandalize property due to a lack of impulse control or a perceived opportunity. The predator. These criminals meticulously plan their crimes, often targeting specific victims or locations. They are driven by a sense of power, control, or a desire to exploit vulnerabilities. The disgruntled. This category encompasses individuals who commit crimes out of anger, resentment, or a desire for revenge. Their actions are often fueled by emotional turmoil and a perceived sense of injustice. Understanding the criminal mind, a critical tool. By delving into the motivations and thought processes of criminals, we gain a valuable advantage in the pursuit of justice. This knowledge informs investigative strategies, helps identify potential suspects, and allows us to anticipate their next moves. Furthermore, understanding the underlying factors that contribute to criminal behavior can inform preventive measures. Addressing social inequalities, providing access to mental health resources, and creating opportunities for positive development can all contribute to a safer society. As we embark on this journey into the criminal mind, remember that it's not about creating a simplistic caricature of the bad guy. Instead, we aim to understand the complex interplay of factors that shape criminal behavior, ultimately leading to a more nuanced and informed approach to justice and prevention. Chapter 2. The Crime Scene, a Canvas of Clues. The aftermath of a crime is often a chaotic scene. Yet, amidst the disarray lies a wealth of information waiting to be deciphered. The crime scene itself becomes a silent witness, its elements meticulously analyzed by investigators to reconstruct the events that transpired and ultimately identify the perpetrator, mastering the art of observation. For a detective, the ability to observe meticulously is paramount. It's not just about the obvious elements like the victim's position or the weapon used. Every detail, however seemingly insignificant, can hold the key to unlocking the mystery. This includes trace evidence, tiny fibers, hairs, fingerprints, footprints, and other microscopic remnants can link suspects to the scene and provide valuable information about their movements and interactions. Tool marks, impressions left by tools used during the crime can reveal the type of instrument used, its origin, and potentially even the perpetrator's skill level. Bloodstain patterns. The analysis of bloodstain patterns can shed light on the sequence of events, the number of individuals involved, and even the positions of the victim and perpetrator during the crime. Environmental factors, weather conditions, time of day, and the overall state of the scene can provide crucial context about the crime and potentially narrow down the time frame or the perpetrator's profile. Interpreting the physical narrative. Beyond the individual elements, investigators must also consider the overall narrative the crime scene presents. This involves reconstruction of events. By meticulously analyzing the physical evidence, the scene can be rewound, allowing investigators to piece together the sequence of events leading up to and during the crime. Identifying inconsistencies, discrepancies between witness statements and the physical evidence can point towards fabricated stories, staged scenes, or even the involvement of additional individuals. Understanding the criminal's mindset. Analyzing the crime scene can sometimes reveal the perpetrator's thought process, their level of planning, and even their emotional state during the act. The importance of preservation. The integrity of the crime scene is paramount to a successful investigation. Investigators must meticulously document the scene with detailed photographs, sketches, and meticulous notes. Evidence must be carefully collected and preserved to maintain its chain of custody and ensure its admissibility in court. Technology as a powerful tool. Modern technology has revolutionized crime scene investigation. Fingerprinting databases, DNA analysis, and advanced forensic techniques can provide invaluable insights and link suspects to the scene with a high degree of certainty. The crime scene, a starting point, not the end. While the crime scene offers a wealth of information, it is just the first step in the investigative process. The clues gathered must be meticulously analyzed, cross-referenced with witness testimonies, and ultimately used to build a strong case against the perpetrator. By mastering the art of observation, interpreting the physical narrative, and utilizing modern technology, detectives can transform the silent language of the crime scene into a powerful tool for uncovering the truth and achieving justice. Chapter 3. Thinking outside the box, deception and disguise. Criminals are not always straightforward. They often employ a range of tactics to mislead investigators, manipulate the narrative, and evade capture. To effectively counter these tactics, detectives must learn to think like a criminal, anticipating their methods and recognizing the red flags that signal deception. The art of deception. Deception takes many forms, from elaborate lies and fabricated alibis to subtle nonverbal cues and staged scenes. Here are some key aspects to consider. Verbal deception. Criminals may lie outright, fabricate stories, or omit crucial details to deflect suspicion. Detectives must be skilled at identifying inconsistencies in statements, Recognizing verbal tics that betray nervousness, and understanding the psychology of lying nonverbal cues, body language can often reveal what words cannot. Shifty eyes, fidgeting, excessive sweating, and changes in posture can all be indicators of deception. Recognizing these nonverbal cues requires keen observation and the ability to interpret their meaning in the context of the situation. Stage scenes. In some cases, criminals attempt to manipulate the crime scene to point towards a different suspect or create a false narrative. Detectives must be able to identify inconsistencies between the stage scene and the physical evidence, recognizing the signs of deliberate manipulation. Understanding the psychology of deception. Deception is rarely a spontaneous act. It often stems from a desire to avoid punishment, protect oneself, or gain an advantage. By understanding the motivations behind deception, detectives can better anticipate the tactics criminals might employ and develop effective strategies for uncovering the truth. The pressure cooker. When faced with scrutiny or interrogation, individuals under pressure may resort to deception as a coping mechanism. Recognizing the signs of stress and anxiety can help investigators identify moments of potential vulnerability where the truth might be revealed. The calculated con. Some criminals are skilled manipulators, adept at crafting elaborate lies and maintaining composure under pressure. Understanding the psychology of a con artist allows detectives to anticipate their strategies and identify the weak points in their carefully constructed narratives. The power of empathy. While remaining objective is crucial, a degree of empathy can be a valuable tool. By understanding the emotional state and motivations of the suspect, investigators can gain insights into their thought process and potentially identify the triggers that might lead them to reveal the truth beyond words. Recognizing deception in action. While verbal communication plays a significant role, deception often manifests in more subtle ways. Maintaining eye contact. While sustained eye contact is often associated with honesty, prolonged eye contact can also be a sign of deception, as the individual attempts to control their emotions and maintain a facade. Microexpressions. Fleeting facial expressions, often lasting only milliseconds, can betray true emotions. Detectives trained in recognizing microexpressions can gain valuable insights into a suspect's true feelings, even if they attempt to mask them with words. Changes in speech patterns, hesitations, inconsistencies in speech patterns, and unusual pauses can all be indicators of deception, as the individual struggles to maintain their fabricated narrative. By mastering the art of recognizing deception in its various forms, detectives can peel back the layers of manipulation and uncover the truth hidden beneath the surface. This requires a keen eye for detail, an understanding of human psychology, and the ability to think like the very individuals they are trying to apprehend. Chapter 4. The Digital Footprint. Tracking Criminals in the Cyber World. In today's digital age, the internet has become a vast crime scene, leaving a trail of data that can be invaluable to investigators. From social media posts to online transactions and hidden files, the digital footprint of a criminal can offer crucial insights into their activities, movements, and potential motives. Navigating the digital landscape. The digital landscape is vast and ever evolving, requiring investigators to possess a diverse skill set, understanding online behavior, analyzing social media activity. Online forums, and even seemingly innocuous online purchases can reveal patterns, affiliations, and potential connections to the crime. Data mining techniques. Utilizing specialized software and investigative techniques, detectives can sift through vast amounts of online data, identifying hidden connections, deleted files, and other digital breadcrumbs left behind by the suspect's cybersecurity expertise. Understanding online security measures, encryption techniques, and the dark web allows investigators to navigate the hidden corners of the digital world where criminals often operate. Recognizing the digital evidence. The digital realm offers a treasure trove of potential evidence, including social media posts, public and private posts, comments, and interactions on social media platforms can reveal a suspect's lifestyle, associates, and even potential incriminating statements. Online transactions, financial transactions, online purchases, and cryptocurrency activity can provide crucial leads regarding the suspect's financial situation. potential accomplices, and even the location of stolen goods. Digital communication, emails, chat logs, and online messaging platforms can offer insights into the suspect's communication patterns, potential accomplices, and even their thought process leading up to the crime. Hidden files and deleted data. While criminals may attempt to erase their digital tracks, data recovery techniques and forensic analysis can often uncover hidden files, deleted messages, and other crucial evidence. Tracking suspects in the digital Wild West. The internet, while vast, is not without its boundaries. Investigators can utilize various tools and techniques to track suspects online. IP address tracking, identifying the Internet Protocol, IP address used by a suspect can provide their approximate location and potentially link them to specific online activities. Metadata analysis, hidden data embedded within digital files, such as photos and documents, can reveal the time and location of their creation, potentially placing the suspect at the scene of the crime. Social engineering techniques. In some cases, investigators may employ carefully crafted online personas to interact with the suspect and gather information or potentially lure them into revealing incriminating details. The ethical considerations of digital forensics. While the digital world offers powerful investigative tools, it's crucial to operate within ethical and legal boundaries. Data privacy laws and digital security protocols must be respected to ensure the admissibility of evidence in court. By mastering the art of navigating the digital landscape, recognizing the potential evidence it holds, and utilizing sophisticated cyber forensic techniques, detectives can effectively track criminals in the digital age, bringing them to justice even when they attempt to vanish into the vastness of the online world. Chapter 5, The Detective's Mindset. Cultivating a keen eye and a sharp mind. The pursuit of truth in the face of deception and the meticulous reconstruction of events and fragmented clues. These are the hallmarks of a detective's work. But beyond the technical skills and investigative procedures lies a crucial element, the detective's mindset. This unique way of thinking equips them to navigate the complexities of criminal investigations and ultimately achieve justice. Cultivating critical thinking. Analyzing information objectively, detectives must sift through a sea of information, separating fact from fiction, identifying biases, and recognizing potential manipulation. This requires a critical and analytical mind, capable of evaluating evidence with a detached perspective. Identifying logical inconsistencies. Inconsistencies in witness statements, alibis, and physical evidence can often point towards the truth. A detective must possess the ability to identify these inconsistencies, recognize their significance, and use them to build a compelling case. Forming logical conclusions. The ability to draw logical conclusions based on the available evidence is paramount. Detectives must piece together seemingly disparate clues, identify patterns, and construct a coherent narrative that explains the crime and points towards the perpetrator. Mastering the art of observation. Developing a keen eye for detail. The ability to notice seemingly insignificant details can be the key to unlocking a mystery. Detectives must train their eyes to meticulously observe the crime scene, witness statements, and even seemingly mundane interactions, recognizing the potential significance of every element. Recognizing patterns. The human mind is wired to identify patterns. Detectives must leverage this ability to recognize recurring patterns in behavior, evidence, and even seemingly random events, potentially leading them to the perpetrator or uncovering crucial details about the crime. Thinking like the criminal. While never condoning criminal behavior, understanding the thought processes and motivations of criminals can be a valuable asset. By anticipating their actions, detectives can predict their next move and potentially trap them in their own web of deceit. The power of intuition. While logic and evidence are crucial, intuition can also play a vital role in the detective's toolbox. This gut feeling often arises from years of experience, a subconscious recognition of patterns and inconsistencies that may not be immediately apparent through conscious analysis. Honing the sixth sense. Intuition is not a mystical power, but rather a culmination of experience and subconscious processing. Detectives can hone their intuition by actively reflecting on past cases, analyzing their gut feelings, and learning to trust them when they arise. Following hunches. While not every hunch will lead to a breakthrough, dismissing them entirely can hinder the investigation. Detectives must learn to recognize the difference between random speculation and genuine intuition, following promising leads that may not be immediately supported by concrete evidence. The detective's mindset is a unique blend of critical thinking, meticulous observation, and a healthy dose of intuition. It is this combination that allows them to navigate the complexities of criminal investigations, separate truth from lies, and ultimately bring perpetrators to justice. By cultivating these qualities, anyone can begin to see the world through the lens of a detective, where every detail holds a potential clue and every interaction offers a glimpse into the hidden motives that drive human behavior. Chapter 6: The Art of the Interview, Unmasking Deception and Eliciting Truth. The interrogation room is a battleground of wills. On one side sits the detective, armed with logic, observation, and a relentless pursuit of truth. On the other sits the suspect, often cloaked in a web of lies, manipulation, and a desperate attempt to avoid the consequences of their actions. The art of the interview lies in navigating this complex dynamic, extracting valuable information, and ultimately uncovering the truth behind the crime. Mastering the art of questioning, crafting effective interview strategies is crucial to successful interrogation. Here are some key elements to consider. Open-ended versus closed-ended questions. Open-ended questions encourage the suspect to provide details and potentially reveal inconsistencies in their narrative. Closed-ended questions, while useful for confirming specific details, can limit the flow of information. Active listening, paying close attention to the suspect's verbal and nonverbal cues is essential. Detectives must be able to identify inconsistencies in their statements, recognize signs of deception, and pick up on subtle emotional shifts that may betray their true feelings. Building rapport. Establishing a sense of rapport with the suspect can be a powerful tool. By fostering a sense of trust and understanding, detectives may encourage the suspect to feel more comfortable revealing information, potentially leading to a confession. Recognizing the psychology of confession. Understanding the factors that motivate individuals to confess can significantly improve the interrogation process. The crushing weight of evidence. When presented with overwhelming evidence that contradicts their fabricated narrative, suspects may feel cornered and compelled to confess to avoid further scrutiny and potential consequences. The desire for closure. In some cases, the emotional burden of guilt or the desire to bring an end to the investigation can lead individuals to confess. Seeking a form of emotional release or a sense of closure. The calculated confession. Skilled manipulators may attempt to craft a confession that deflects blame or minimizes their involvement in the crime. Detectives must be able to identify these tactics and ensure the confession aligns with the available evidence. Separating fact from fiction. While confessions can be a powerful tool, they must be carefully scrutinized to ensure their accuracy and authenticity. Verifying details. Confessions must be corroborated with other evidence, witness testimonies, and physical findings to ensure their veracity and identify any potential fabrications. Identifying false confessions. In some cases, individuals may confess to crimes they did not commit due to various factors, including pressure, mental duress, or a desire to protect someone else. Detectives must be vigilant in identifying false confessions and ensuring the pursuit of justice does not lead to the wrongful conviction of an innocent person. Beyond words. Reading between the lines. Nonverbal communication plays a crucial role in the interrogation process. Body language analysis. Detectives must be trained to recognize signs of deception in body language, such as fidgeting, excessive sweating, averted eye contact, or changes in posture. Microexpressions. Recognizing fleeting facial expressions, often lasting only milliseconds, can reveal the suspect's true emotions even if they attempt to mask them with words. Voice analysis. Changes in vocal pitch, tone, and even speech patterns can provide valuable clues about the suspect's emotional state and potentially reveal inconsistencies in their statements. By mastering the art of questioning, understanding the psychology of confession, and recognizing the subtle cues that lie beyond words, detectives can navigate the complexities of the interrogation room. This delicate dance between logic, manipulation, and the pursuit of truth ultimately serves a higher purpose: to uncover the truth behind the crime and ensure that justice is served. Chapter 7. Building the case, from evidence to conviction. The meticulous work of a detective culminates in the construction of a compelling case, a narrative woven from the threads of evidence, witness testimonies, and the meticulous analysis of the crime scene. This chapter delves into the process of building a case that not only identifies the perpetrator but also stands strong in the face of legal scrutiny, integrating the pieces of the puzzle. A successful case rests on the solid foundation of integrated evidence. This includes physical evidence. Forensic analysis of physical evidence, such as DNA samples, fingerprints, and trace materials, can directly link the suspect to the crime scene and provide irrefutable proof of their involvement. Witness testimonies. Eyewitness accounts can offer valuable insights into the sequence of events, the suspect's actions, and potentially even their emotional state during the crime. However, witness testimonies must be carefully evaluated for potential biases, inconsistencies, and the fallibility of human memory. Digital evidence. Data retrieved from the suspect's digital devices, online activity, and communication records can provide a wealth of information about their movements, contacts, and potential involvement in the crime. Constructing a compelling narrative. The raw evidence must be woven into a coherent narrative that explains the crime, identifies the perpetrator, and demonstrates their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This narrative should establish a clear timeline. The sequence of events leading up to, during, and after the crime must be clearly established. Placing the suspect at the scene at the critical moment. Explain motive and opportunity. The narrative should demonstrate the suspect's motive for committing the crime and their opportunity to do so, addressing any potential alibis or alternative explanations. Address inconsistencies. Any inconsistencies between witness testimonies, physical evidence, and the suspect's statements must be addressed and explained within the narrative, demonstrating the strength of the case against them. Navigating the courtroom. The courtroom is the ultimate battleground where the constructed case faces the scrutiny of the legal system. Here's what detectives need to be prepared for. Presenting evidence. Detectives must effectively present the evidence they have gathered, ensuring it is admissible in court and clearly explaining its significance to the jury. Responding to defense strategies. The defense attorney will attempt to poke holes in the prosecution's case, highlighting potential weaknesses or inconsistencies. Detectives must be prepared to anticipate these challenges and defend the integrity of their investigation. Maintaining objectivity. While passionate about achieving justice, detectives must maintain a professional and objective demeanor in the courtroom, avoiding emotional outbursts or personal opinions that could jeopardize the case beyond a reasonable doubt. The ultimate goal of the prosecution is to convince the jury that the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This high standard requires a strong case, built on a foundation of irrefutable evidence, a clear narrative, and the ability to withstand the challenges presented by the defense. By meticulously gathering evidence, constructing a compelling narrative, and effectively presenting their case in court, detectives play a crucial role in ensuring that justice is served and the perpetrators of crime are held accountable for their actions. Chapter 8. Beyond the crime, the ripple effects and the pursuit of justice. The pursuit of justice extends far beyond the capture and conviction of the perpetrator. Crime leaves a ripple effect, impacting not only the immediate victims but also the broader community and society as a whole. This chapter explores the societal impact of crime and the ongoing quest for restorative justice. Understanding the victim's perspective. The true cost of crime is often measured in the pain and suffering inflicted upon the victims. This includes physical and emotional trauma. Victims often experience physical injuries, emotional distress, and long-lasting psychological scars that can significantly impact their lives. Loss and financial hardship. Crime can lead to financial losses, property damage, and a sense of violation that disrupts the victim's sense of security and well-being. The ripple effect on families and communities. The trauma of crime extends beyond the immediate victim, impacting their families, loved ones, and the broader community, creating a sense of fear and vulnerability. Restorative justice. Beyond punishment, the traditional justice system often focuses solely on punishment, aiming to deter future crimes and hold perpetrators accountable. However, Restorative justice seeks to address the broader impact of crime, focusing on healing and reconciliation. Restorative justice programs aim to bring victims and offenders together to facilitate dialogue, promote understanding, and potentially achieve a sense of closure and healing. Community involvement. Restorative justice initiatives often involve the community in the rehabilitation process, offering support to victims and encouraging the reintegration of offenders into society. Addressing root causes. By addressing the social and economic factors that contribute to crime, such as poverty, lack of opportunity, and mental health issues. Restorative justice aims to prevent future criminal activity. The pursuit of systemic change. While individual cases are crucial, a true pursuit of justice requires addressing the systemic factors that contribute to crime. This includes social inequalities, addressing issues like poverty, lack of access to education, and systemic discrimination can significantly reduce the risk of criminal activity and create a more equitable society. Mental health resources. Ensuring access to adequate mental health care and support systems can prevent individuals from resorting to crime as a coping mechanism. Police reform. Implementing reforms that address racial profiling, excessive force, and misconduct within law enforcement agencies can foster trust within communities and ensure a fairer justice system. Building a safer future. The pursuit of justice is a continuous journey, one that extends beyond the courtroom and into the fabric of society. By understanding the victim's perspectives, embracing restorative justice principles, and advocating for systemic change, we can create a safer future where crime is not a symptom of societal ills but a rare exception. This chapter serves as a reminder that the detective's work, while crucial in apprehending criminals, is just one piece of a larger puzzle. True justice requires a holistic approach that addresses the root causes of crime, promotes healing for victims, and strives to build a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive and contribute positively.